All my friend at the station knows is that he's a civilian. A flag-salutin mother.
You want in a million, 'cause you got that shotgun shine, shade my body.
Today, I'm counting down the top 10 civilians in The Sopranos by their impact on the show.
You're a friend of Chris.
Yeah. Tony, by the way.
No, I know. He's mentioned you, actually.
Sonya is the girl that Tony visits in Las Vegas after Christopher dies. She was a friend of Christopher's, so Tony went out there to tie up some loose ends. And by tying up some loose ends, I mean sleeping with her, then deciding to take peyote.
Pretty good.
I get it!
It was very telling for both Tony and the audience.
Actually, you're a surprise. Chris sometimes talked about some sad shit, but you seem, I don't know, actually sad.
Oh my God.
What?
Oh my God.
Remember that flag-salutin motherfucker? That's the guy right there. And in addition to the whole scene just being hilarious in its absurdity, this civilian does have an impact on the show, because if it were not for him changing his mind and deciding not to go to the police after all, to continue to help them with their investigation, who knows? Nobody knows anything, really. This guy did, though.
Where on the fridge?
On the fridge, on the fridge! I knew it! But you had to be the big man!
No, Corrado Soprano is not some harmless old man, but a killer who orders up murder like you and I order up coffee.
This character became the key turning point in preventing Junior Soprano from being convicted at his RICO trial. And it's an example of the complications associated with prosecuting the mafia, or really anybody who doesn't believe in following the procedures and rules like everyone else.
Hey, what are you doing?
It's a privilege. Hard-working guy. Wife and 2 kids. Performing a civic duty we should all take part in.
I guess when your family's threatened, it's hard to really think of anything else. But if it weren't for him, Junior may have ended up back in the can. Sal Vitro is a civilian. He's a gardener who does the lawns in Paulie's Aunt Mary's neighborhood, and he ends up in the crosshairs of Feech LaManna. His interactions with Feech also help cement Tony's view of Feech.
I'm trimming a lawn. My nephew does the lawns in this neighborhood. I've been working this neighborhood for 26 years.
That's the second time I'm playing catch-up with you.
No, I have to send you a memo every time I move my bowels.
We also see Sal Vitro later on in season 6, as he still does the lawns for the Sacramone property.
I've been meaning to ask you, I was just wondering, well, now that Mr. Sacramone is guilty, do you think I could maybe take him off my route?
Maybe they stuck tasers on his balls. You ever think of that?
No, but of course it makes sense. So about the yard.
Hey, Shaggy, grab a bucket and some Lysol. Scrub off my tires.
Send the kid, Meadows' friend, when he's done with your car.
Who Meadow? Meadow Soprano. That's her boyfriend.
It's because of Finn seeing Vito in the car and then later telling the guys about it that they know for sure of Vito's sexuality.
Let me ask you a question.
Well, once it was the other way around.
What? Son of a bitch!
Johnnycakes is Vito's lover, who plays an important role in Vito's journey.
You know, I'm glad you decided to write your book in our little town.
But their relationship sadly ends when Johnnycakes wakes up one morning and he realizes that Vito has left. And interestingly enough, when Johnnycakes looks out the window where Vito's car was parked, his car's gone. And it almost looks like a freshly dug grave. To me, it's very symbolic of Vito's upcoming fate.
So again, get all of your academic and extracurricular ducks in a row. Leave nothing to chance.
Davey tells Tony, hey, you don't have to explain business to me. But not surprisingly, Davey learns the hard way about the price of admission to the executive game. The total cost in Davey's case is 45 boxes of ziti. Oh, and then there's the 8 that he owes to Richie Aprile. To be clear, Tony undoubtedly takes advantage of a whole lot of people on The Sopranos, but it's hard for me to fault Tony for getting frustrated with Davey's behavior here. He throws cold water multiple times on Davey's request to come to the game, but these warnings are no match for Davey's compulsion to gamble, and he shows up there anyway. Charmaine Bucco is the wife of Artie Bucco.
Manny, something wrong? I know it may not seem like it right now, but you guys will get back on your feet again. Camilla, I'm fine where I am.
Her moral clarity and how she influences Artie's choices, particularly his attempts to stay out of organized crime, lead to frustration for him in the moment, but I think help him greatly.
Camilla, what I'm trying to say is stop worrying about me. Really. I mean, we both made our choices. I'm fine with mine.
You work so hard. You work so damn hard.
Artie confronts various moral dilemmas throughout the show. While at times he's tempted to go into business with Tony, his wife Charmaine usually ends up holding him back. But even if not, it ends up falling through anyway because Artie can't do the math, Tone. He's an artiste. Yet he still maintains a deep friendship with Tony. His moments of weakness most often have to do with his involvement in Tony's world, whether or not by choice, and it reflects the show's themes of loyalty and morality and family. What does family mean? Who do you consider part of your family? Sometimes friends are more like family. Tony famously tells AJ, forget your friends, family. They're the only ones that you can count on. It's a bit complicated when that comes to the Soprano family, considering that some of his family members tried to have him killed, and members of his other crime family have also ratted on him. So in this case, sometimes friendship has a stronger foundation.
Mr. Soprano?
Dr. Jennifer Melfi is Tony's therapist and the civilian who arguably had the most profound impact on the series.
My understanding from Dr. Cusimano, your family physician, is that you collapsed, possibly a panic attack. You were unable to breathe.
All this shit's for nothing? And if all this shit's for nothing, why do I gotta think about it?
That's the mystery, isn't it? The mystery of God, or whatever you want to call it, of why we're given the questionable gift of knowing that we're gonna die.
She was Tony's confidant, and her therapeutic relationship with him shaped many of the series' most significant moments. She faced many ethical dilemmas as his therapist, and their sessions, although they helped Tony confront parts of himself, they of course get to a wall, to a certain point from which it's impossible for them to really move forward. And we see that very clearly at the end.
I don't think I can help you.
You're telling me, after all this time, after everything we've shared in here, you're cutting me loose just as my son got out of the hospital?
Overall, while not part of the mafia, these civilians were important in shaping many events and outcomes on the show. And they were often critical in highlighting the contrast between the organized crime world and regular civilian life. Who do you think was the most impactful civilian